Alright, welcome back, Dr. Dan the Dungeon, and so I got, I don't know, I guess this will be a state of the shop. I'm actually a little bit behind on my videos. I've got several videos recorded, and just, we're at the narrow end of the funnel. It's been midterms, and trying to get everything squared away for midterms, and actually planning out to make sure that I got everything covered for the end of the semester. And man, there's just not enough hours in the day. But had a little fun this weekend. It's Saturday, about 1 o'clock, not quite 1 o'clock, and got a chance to go to the Tri-State Gas and Engine Show, which was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I went Thursday morning, and then I went again yesterday afternoon. And man, just got some killer deals. And so I always enjoy these types of videos from some of the other, Mr. Pete, A-Bomb 79. I always enjoy people finding the bargains of the day. And I am always a little frustrated that they don't tell what they paid for something. And so I'll tell all. I'll tell you what I paid for it. And I can tell you, if I bought it cheap. And so anyhow, here we go. I don't know what the best way to do this would be. So let's take this over to here, and let's talk about some of the things that we got. So I got this big monster vise, 6-inch jaws, for $50. Unbelievable. It's missing the nut, which I'm going to do a video on that. And he actually threw in, these are way too small, but they're actual cast iron castings for the type of nut that goes into these. So anyhow, $50 for that. It's actually in pretty good shape. It needs to be stripped down and painted. But man, it's a darn nice vise. Let's see if I can bring you in a little closer. I'm not sure if that's a reed. I think it's a reed. It's got so much crusted paint on it that I can't really tell. But man, nice big vise. The vise right next to it is a Colombian. Same thing. It didn't have the nut, and the guy actually just gave me that one. He said, "Hey, just take that. If you're going to make a nut for the one, make a nut for this one as well." And so, man, what a deal! All right, other killer deals. So these will be projects that we do here in the shop. So going most of the way back in the fairgrounds, and these three. So there's two crimpers and a cutter, a big cutter, right? Big hydraulic crimper. Big hydraulic crimper. Guy wanted $5 a piece for them. Unbelievable. These things are like $700. When I asked him about it, he says, "Yeah," he says, "I can't believe they're still sitting there. They were sitting under his table." And so, I mean, they weren't readily apparent at first glance. But he said, "Yeah," he said, that where he worked, they'd gone all the battery powered, and so they got rid of these manual hydraulic. And he said he had them laying around his shop for a couple of years and hadn't used them, and said time to move it on and find somebody to use them. So for $15, I bought those. Unbelievable. So I got a collet chuck, Sjorgen, number 2A speed chuck, D13, which will fit my my Monarchs. And so he was asking $60. I bought that off the same guy that had the vices there. Paid $50. I'm going to do some cast iron foundry work, and so using what the heck is that? Shoot. Anyhow, the hardening agent requires CO2, and so I've been looking for a CO2 bottle for about a year now, you know, because I see them all the time on Marketplace for 30 or 40 bucks, and I don't want to pay that. I gave him 20 bucks, and, you know, hey, we were both happy. So let's pan over here a little bit. So what else do we got here? So got these nice 7-inch Rotus discs for $1 a piece, a box of 10 bucks. Unbelievable, man. I was killing it. All right, what else did we get here? So other stuff that we picked up from there. Zoom in a little bit here. So there's 3 maul or sledgehammer handles over there too. I picked those up for a couple bucks a piece. And then of course, you know, you got to have your wedges to mount your handles. It's $2 worth of wedges there. And then I found some, and I was actually watching Keith Rucker, Vintage Machinery, and he's got a Starrett display that's got all these nice punches and stuff. And so I'm kind of like, yeah, I'd like to have one of those. And so I actually found one on eBay, the Starrett display. I wanted way too much money for it, but I have started collecting the punches, and I honestly I'd never even seen these before, but you know, we got, I can't really tell what I'm doing here. Let me back up. I'm on the wrong side of the camera. So you got these Starrett punches, you know, that are squared and got some cross hatching. Man, they're nice. I like them. And so, like I said, I watched one of Keith Rucker's videos here just in the last week or 10 days. And so just keeping my eyes out. So I found that. That's one. This is a little Craftsman. And I found it. I think I paid $1 for it. And I kind of like it too. It's been peened over a little bit, so I had to clean that up on the grinder, but I liked it. Then a self-centering, or not self-centering, a automatic center punch. This one's made in England. I'm not sure who made it, but pretty nice quality. I gave a couple bucks for that. Real happy with that. You always need a little brushes for stuff. That was $1. Let's see, what else did we get? So I don't know how well you can see those, but a bunch of taper pin reamers. I gave a couple bucks for those. So looks like we got 3 different taper pin reamers. You know, and I've got a couple, but you know, they come in handy. So let's see what else we got here. I got what was it? 20 R8 collets. I gave $2 a piece for those. They're not in the greatest of shape. You know, some of them are brand name, some of them are no names. Just, you know, but it looks like almost a full set. Well, not a full set, but you know, looks like there's a couple of duplicates in there, but for the most part, they're all different sizes. So excited about that, because you know, you can't have too many R8 collets. All right, let's go back over here. So, what else did I find? All right, now there's my 3 axe handles, $2 a piece, or maul handles. Love these things. Love the adjustable spanner wrenches. I got a couple of those. That's a little bigger than the other ones I've got, so I liked it. I got it. I paid $1 for that. You know, I dabble around with electronic stuff. So a little telegraph switch. I gave $1. I think the most thing I'm most proud of and I bought that yesterday. I've always thought that I wanted a little hit and miss engine, right? And I actually have a kit that I need to actually do. but just not enough time, not enough hours in a day. So this is a little battery powered jobby. It's actually die cast. So pretty cool. Gave 20 bucks for that. I'm really, really happy to get it. And then of course, I actually play at being a rocket scientist. I'm actually a project manager for a satellite program at Taylor University. And so anything space related, I'm all about it. So let's back up and then look at this big box here. So I was real happy with these. Whole box, $75. I gave them 60. And what's in it? Well, let's take the camera up over. Bunch of bridge clamps. Nice heavy ones. Big ones. So let's get these out. Let's see what we got. I haven't even really looked at them other than when I did it, when I bought them. I brought this stuff in and set it down and haven't had a chance. So there we go. There's a nice heavy duty. Looked like about a 5-inch. Looks like we got 3 of that size. That one is a, what is it? Hargrave. That's a 4-inch. I got those. And then, holy cow. Oh, that's a clamp. It's like a, I don't know, I think it's an 8-inch. Big heavy duty clamp. Put that back there. A couple of smaller light duty clamps. And then of course, I mean, he threw in a couple of vice grips, which, yeah, whatever. Can't have too many of them. But real happy to get those. These things are that big clamp. That's probably about $100 clamp by itself. So we're real happy to get those. And then let's see what else. Oh yeah. So if you see this thing in the back, it's kind of a bluish green looking thing. Let me back up a little bit and I'll drag that thing out here so we can see it. Kind of a funny story on that. So it's a lamp with a big old magnifier in it, right? So funny story on this is I have bought, this is the 3rd one of these I've bought in the last month. And I bought each one of them really cheap, right? I paid $20 for this one. The guy said, hey, it was working when I brought it home, but I didn't power it up before I brought it here. He says, so it should be working, but I'm not guaranteeing it. And I'm like, well, okay. So I bought 3 of them. And so far, the first 2 were dead. The transformers are dead. I put new bulbs and they don't work. This one I brought it in and I thought, what are the odds of getting one working now, right? It was dead. So really disappointed. And I played around with it, put a new bulb in it, and I'll be dogged if it didn't fire up. So real happy with that. As you get older, your eyesight's not so great, and being able to shed some direct light on something and actually magnify it is huge for me. I've got one actually in my office desk. I've got one hanging right off the back of it that I can bring down and look, and it really helps if you're looking at real fine detail on something, or electrical components and all that good stuff. So super happy to get that. So now I got one that works. I'm gonna play around with the other 2. I mean, it could be something simple. I haven't tore into the actual wiring yet, but I'm gonna. So that was what I got from Tri-State Gas and Engine Show. It was kind of small. The whole COVID thing is kind of throwing people for a loop, and so there really wasn't a whole lot of people there. I'd say probably, I don't know, probably probably missing 25% of what's normally there. So, I mean, it was good that, there was actually a show. I'm very, very happy that they were able to do it, but it was a lot smaller. And so that kind of sucked. I was really hoping that I'd find one of those Starrett punch displays there for $10, but no such luck. So I did do some other shopping today, this morning, and made a few scores here. So let's see here. So I bought a flat, you can see it back there, of, let's see, can we zoom in a little bit? Just miscellaneous drill bits, right? All rusty and nasty, and at first glance I wasn't even interested, and then as I started poking around, there was quite a few MT1s in there and a few MT2s. So I poked around, and when I started counting, there was over 20 of these Morse taper drill bits. There are 27 of these actually, and several of these are extended length, which are very useful from time to time. And so anyhow, I wound up giving the guy $20 for the whole flat, which I probably could have got him a little cheaper, but it is what it is. So I was real happy to get those. Stopped by the pawn shop this morning and picked up a Utiloy spray welder system. Obviously it's missing the bucket. I'm sure that can be purchased separately. But yeah, I wound up giving, what did I give for this? $40? Yeah, $40. So what a deal. I haven't looked online to see what these things are going for, but I'm sure it's quite a bit longer than that, quite a bit more than that. So I got those on Facebook Marketplace. Hey, everybody who's a tool guy is on Marketplace, right? Because that's where you find a lot of stuff. Well, again, thanks to Keith Rucker. Hey, I'm calling you out, Keith. I bought this group of punches for a few bucks off of Marketplace. So these three are all Starretts. These two are the same size. One of them has actually been ground down. But man, it amazes me that I've never seen these before in my career, in my lifetime. And now all of a sudden, I'm finding them everywhere. And I'm like, wow, I really like these. So anyhow, just add to the collection. One of these days I'll get the little display and we'll add that to it. These are some other these are Starretts as well. I think they're Starretts. Yep. These are all Starretts as well. And what I pay, I don't remember now. So anyhow, there was 2, 4, 7 Starrett punches in there, and then some other just miscellaneous stuff, which they're not anything spectacular, but they're all good quality punches. Well, that's probably not a good quality one. It's probably a cheapo Chinese, but so we're real happy with those. What else? So my school had a sale, a surplus sale, and we were getting rid of a lot of stuff that we don't use, or stuff that there's something wrong with it, and so I wound up getting 8 of these soldering stations, and 4 of them were actually I could make 4 good working ones out of the 8, and I'm actually just going to wind up giving these to my students, my engineering students, and let them tinker with them. 2 of them actually power on, 2 of them don't power on. I'm sure it's probably not a whole lot to get these up and going again, but they're pretty nice soldering stations, and they're actually better than what we're using right now. So it is what it is. Also picked up a Tektronix telescope, oscilloscope, and then a bunch of test equipment. I've got a couple different frequency generators, power supplies, just some random electronic stuff. Was able to test all the stuff, and it's just older stuff that we've moved on to bigger and better stuff. But They're perfect for what I do here, which is, I tinker, I play. All right. Last thing, this was an eBay purchase. Because I got the Monarch lays, right, and so I need to be able to get these things going, and so I bought that with a pretty good set of collets. There's another Sjorgen collet chuck, and I wound up buying that for way too much money. But it was just to the point of I anticipate getting the lays up and running this month, and so I needed to have some way of work holding, and so there was one that was quite a bit cheaper, but it didn't have any of the collets. I think there were 16 collets that came with that, and so I pulled the trigger on it. I mean, I had a little bit of spare money, and I paid. I'm going to say I probably paid $200 more than I should have when it's all said and done. What I could have bought them for if I just took my time. And, like I said, and then, of course, I'd no sooner bought that than I found that other Sjorgen collet chuck. But I've got three lays. Two of them are set up with collet closers. And so, yeah, I needed something. And so I don't regret it. I would have liked to save a couple $100, but it is what it is. So anyhow, it's been a fun week. I found a lot of treasures, and I got them cheap. Some of the stuff I'll move along. Others will be used in the shop. I know at the university we were needing a couple of crimpers for some large burials a month or so ago, and we started looking at buying one, and man, they were expensive. So we may do with something else, but now the university can use these for nothing because I'm that kind of guy. But anyhow, I hope that you have a great week ahead of you, and Doc D out. Thanks. Have a great day.